All right, here we go. Jumping right back into a ranked War of the Spark draft. And we have one free left, so we're going to take it. And we're going to thank Card Kingdom again as we head into this draft. Thank you, Card Kingdom, for your sponsorship. And let's go into draft view. Yes. Modulating your emotions to be authentic, to stay authentic, but to be at the right tone has been an interesting balance for me. I remember that one of Marshall's early pieces of feedback for me was that I ought to care about my losses more, that I was being too poker-faced about it, because I'm capable of it. If I really focus, I can really just push down all the emotion of a loss and be stone-faced. But that, I mean, he's like, you know, people like knowing that you give a damn, so it's okay. Yeah, so this is the pick for power. This is the pick for gems. Since we don't know, this is, you know, there's it's questionable. Like if this were pack 2 and we were in black, then we get into a question mark point of whether cruelty is a better gem value than elder spell. But pack 1, pick 1, we don't even know for black, so we're going to take the gems. Triumph is great and is in my favorite color combo. Maybe we'll wheel one of these. Luis went in depth on blue-red, in particular on limited resources this past week, and he doesn't love Strix. I don't know if he says he just never plays it or doesn't like it. I found that depending on the build, again, just having something to pressure, and if you have that density, it can be acceptable too. I'm not excited by it, but, you know. He doesn't like it and never plays it? I'm not in never play it. I'm not excited by it, but I'm not in never play it land. We'll take Dismissal here over anything going on at Uncommon, I think. We could combo Triumph with, like, Obnix for black-red sacrifice stuff, but I don't think that's right over Dismissal. Nothing amazing here either, but also nothing to turn us off of this plan. It's just this is underwhelming, but I think we actually take the transmutation here, since it's a non-creature. Should also take the Silverwing, but those come around late. Yeah, there's no. These aren't great, but what are we taking instead? We're not going to bail into black-white. These aren't worth switching into. So yeah, I think we just take a transmutation. I don't want to feel like I'm just forcing. Is it? But I feel like this is where the picks are taking us. Which I guess is why you end up in it a lot, because the bot's pick in a way that allows you to get into blue-red. Obese Chicken is watching their own games, looking for mistakes. That's a classic way to improve. I've often said that if I could just have an out-of-body experience and become a ghost behind me and play over my own shoulder, whispering into my ear, watching me play, I would probably win at a 2% higher win rate, you know? So Heartfire is probably the pick here. I mean, take Mana Geode, but nah. First Time Twist over first Dam Breaker or second Transmutation? Or do we just want the Dam Breaker? I haven't been playing Mana Geode F9er. Like, I really hate doing that on 3 unless I'm specifically ramping and fixing. Like, if I'm ramping and fixing, then I want a 3-mana rock like that. What do you guys like here, though? Mutation, breaker, or twist? I think this is breaker or twist. And since we saw a breaker early, like, we might just wheel the breaker. Yeah, we'll take first twist and try to wheel a breaker. There's all sorts of breakers. Firemine Vessel is very similar to me to the Geode in that, like, I want to be fixing and ramping to play this, and I don't think we're either here. So I kind of just want to take the Dam Breaker. Or the Invading Manticore. But I think I like Dam Breaker better. Yeah, this is a bad sign. Although it could just be a pack that didn't have much blue or red in it. But normally, this is the place in the draft where I feel great when, like, in this type of pack, we're filled up with green-white, you know, and then we have all this green-white in the pack, and it feels like we're in the right place. Now we're taking Iron Bully and hoping. Second time twist, first globe, note white is wide open. Wide open. This isn't great, but these are all, everything else is playable to good. Yeah, I'll take the globe here, but I'm lamenting the white. Hey, thank you for the sub, Tenno. Appreciate that. Vault progress. This pack really fell off, and I'm not happy with where we're at. We need to hope that our picks have put the bots to our left off of, yeah, green-white appears super open. I guess we'll take this, but we're not switching. Ready to go to green? Maybe I should be ready to go to green. We'll put this in. Ready to go to, Grixis? Flux Channeler is kind of just what the doctor ordered for this deck, but Mythics we don't pass. See a bolus, play a bolus is not the rule, but I'll take that under advisement. Here, we can even do this. Well, we got the globe. We'll see. We'll see. Switch right into Leyline Prowler, Nicol Bolas, right? Hey, Elraf. This is our free-to-play account where we are obsessed with our gem value and the nature of how much we play and how much we tend to win puts us on a pace to complete 4x of all rares and mythics by the end of a format. So, for example, we got a complete 4x playset of RNA before it was no longer the set of main importance. So if we expect to do the same for this set, then we can expect that eventually we're going to have 4 Nicol Bolases, and taking a Nicol Bolas will lead to 40 gems. In fact, since you're new to the stream, I'll also show you what we do, because I think we have 5 mythics. So another trick you can do is, since we're going to turn this into gems. This is especially a trick for those who don't end up filling up 4x. Like, let's say you don't draft enough to get 4x of everything, and you don't really care about constructed, and you have these mythic rare and rare wild cards sitting around. Instead of just letting them sit around in a spot like this, you can say, okay, well, we grabbed a Nicol. Let's go to our collection. And we can craft them. Craft 4 Nicol Bolas. And now we're going to get 40 gems. We're going to get 40 gems for this pick. And while 40 gems may seem like a small number, and rares get you 20, even smaller, compared to the actual cost of an event, when you think of it as just one pick, one slice, like one choice of Nicol Bolas over a Flux Channeler, the 40 gems guaranteed out of Nicol Bolas is going to be better for us than Flux Channeler would as a mythic. It's more debatable at rare, but the 40 gems at mythic is too hard to pass up, basically ever. We do better going infinite in best of 3, right? Well, we're not going infinite there, though. All right, back to this pick. We'll keep nickel around. Maybe we get the random guild globe density. Get right on, Elraf. Glad you like it. So I'm not going to pretend we're casting that. Let's take the flux channeler here. Roll reversal is pretty good. We want to find a mass, ideally, so that we can switch a 1/1 army token for their best thing, but we'll take roll reversal here, especially since it is also kind of a 20 gem pick. In fact, we can go back that really quick. We'll take the Scorn and maybe prioritize Globes a little higher and try to be able to play this. I think it's a good card. Better than No Escape. How to burn through wild cards. Yeah, that's all we do with them, though. I mean, you know, in this account, all we're trying to do is leverage our wild cards into gems. So there we did it. Basic for Vitugazi, that's nice. Okay, we're gonna take Scorn here, though. Skylord is nice. Thunderdrake, totally lost. Hopefully we wheel this. Maybe Thunderdrake is less important to the deck than a totally lost. But we're not even, like, exactly going off on instants and sorceries yet. Alright, we'll take Thunderdrake. Don't really want on-crop in this deck. We already have a Dam Breaker. Are we playing 2? We might play 2. I'll take Dam Breaker over Vault Progress, I guess. Another Thunderdrake. We'll try and get cheaper and make the double Drake work. Visionary counts as getting cheaper. And is a nice pickup. I love getting Spellkeeper Weird here. So the Spellkeeper Weird is another place where I think Luis and I are off a little bit, although not as much as like the playability versus unplayability of the 1/2 flyer. I think we're pretty close. I just value this a little more highly than Luis does, but I've had really good success with the Weird. The Reset Press. Your kid likes the AC/DC. Is it because of this stream or because of your influence on your 3-year-old's ears? I guess we take a Crushed Descent, certainly over that stupid 3/2. This isn't doing anything, though. Stop clogging up. Oh, the Blind Blast is not great, but playable. Probably run that. Here's a place where the tank is just okay, but it's a playable in our deck versus Jaya's Greeting, which is excellent in our deck. Man, if this were unplayable, I think it would be an easy Jaya's Greeting, or not an easy one, but I would lean towards Jaya's Greeting over that for gems. But the fact that it's playable and actually does some stuff makes me think maybe we do take the tank here. We have a Heartfire and a Triumph, so it's not like we're out of removal. I think it would, like I said, I think it would be close if that Mizium tank were unplayable off-color rare, but the Mizium tank is actively playable to reasonably decent. It can surprise crew itself. I think the right gem choice is Mizium tank. but I'm going to take the greeting. I'm attracted to the actual playable there. Electromancer is instants and sorceries. That's the our first instant and sorcery potential add. We can also take this for gems. And an Aven Eternal for quality. I think we're off of this, but we'll remember that nickel is in there. I think we're probably off of this as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't love this, but probably playing it. Might not be playing that. Well, with 7, I think we still take the Flametongue Kavu here. Flametongue Kavu is pretty good. I like rare gems, but we'll take FTK. Another globe. Supports the Scorn. Contentious Plan is good to see here. There's another one. We don't have a totally lost, so we could take that. I do like to have one. But Contentious Plan, so good, especially with the Drakes. I'm gonna go tight and low on the curve here. We'll take Contentious Plan. Could take Bond of Passion, but another globe is fine. Kind of moving in on these Drakes. And we have 2 Dam Breakers. Do we need a Manticore, or should we just take a Silverwing? Second Silverwing. We have 2 Drakes, though. We don't need a 4th 2/3 flyer for 4. Yeah, I've played the Bond once, and it was fine. But I liked that. I was okay with that pick there. I'm gonna take the Manticore. Over like the, I guess, yeah, we already have Bully in the board. I'm down on it. People call it playable. I'm pretty unhappy when it ends up my deck, and I've been pretty unhappy, and it's borne out. Like when I've drawn it, when I've played it, I'm like, this isn't doing very much. I've seen it do some stuff, but I think it's too much. I'd rather just have Pollen Bright Druid at 2. That gives you that option of proliferate and still gives you that body on the counter. Hey, I was hoping to get one of these. This is our last chance, so we'll pick this up here. Yeah, no escape can get in. Maybe 2. Not even Vault Progress. Okay, not loving this deck. We did get 60 gems out of the grind, which is cool. But we kind of, excuse me, moved into this archetype pack 1. Had a pretty decent pack 2, but pack 3 was about as bad as pack 1, which was not great. We do have cuts to make, though, which is nice. What if we play 1 each of those? I kind of want to play Crush Descent, but how instant? We're operating at instant speed. How much? Scorn, Greeting, Heartfire, Triumph, Time Twist, No Escape times 2. I'm going to take that out. $10.18, 3 globes. Maybe we don't need 3 globes. Well, Rob, I do like winning. You tell me your mana base for this. Maybe cut that. And even a Silver Wing as being redundant with double Drake. I mean, it depends on what else you're doing, but I think that's too much. 5 is too many, Colin, but no, that's not what I'm trying to do. We could. I like splashing it, yeah. With double globe. I was going to go triple globe splash Scorn was the original idea. But maybe it's not worth it. We have enough else going on. Yeah, those of you telling me to play Bolas, I either need to own up to your humor or come up with your 3 guild globe plus what mana base to actually make that work. I know Nick is joking. I can't tell if everybody is, though. I'm gonna cut a Manticore. The Manticore. Yeah, maybe 2 6s is not necessary here. We got No Escape, Contentious Plan, and 2. I like to look at what we have multiples of to name decks. So we need a... Actually, I'm going to go take a quick bio break, and you guys come up with a brilliant name based on our 2 Thunder Drakes, 2 No Escapes, 2 Contentious Plans, 2 Guild Globes, and possibly the Role Reversal, because you can also use a rare if you want. Anyway, be right back. Escape Plan is good. Maybe it's that. Hey everybody, what have we decided? Fanatic Guru wants to put in the stealth mission. Yeah, we could do that for a globe, maybe. I like the escape plan name. So that's what Guru is suggesting. It's not that we need them, GT. It's that they are non-creature spells and draw a card. They fill... One of the things I like to be able to do is you don't always hit your 5th mana. So like if you play a Thunderdrake and untap with 4 mana afterwards, I like having lots of options for a double spell turn for the Thunderdrake. So that's part of it. Yeah, I haven't been happy with Crushed Descent. We could take that out instead of the Guild Globe for Stealth Mission if we wanted to try it, but I haven't been on high on Stealth Mission myself. My feeling for Crushed Descent, though, in this deck specifically, is that with 2 No Escapes and Jaya's Greeting, Heartfire, Triumph, and Time Twist, that we're going to be acting at instant speed often enough that it's not crippling to leave up 4 for Crushed Descent and fail to have a target because we can do something else. Yeah, and the Visionary threatens instant speed activation as well. So I do not like Crushed Descent, but the question, as always, is over what? We can put more globes in. We could put another 6 in. But I think I want to try it here. I want to try it this way, and we'll keep an eye on the Descent if it comes into our hand, and recognize that what we're talking about in terms of replacement is like Silverwing, Dam Breaker, or Manticore, or Globe. Like, are we really happier with any of those? I think you'll find that we'll get somebody, we'll get people with this enough, and with the level at which we are playing at instant speed, it won't be as oppressive as it usually is to hold it up, which is what makes it so rough. And I like the 9-8 configuration. Yeah, this is missing a ton of the quality that you want to see out of a deck like this. My hopes for this are in the 50-50 range. I would put par at like 3 and 3 here. If we hit 3 and 3, that's kind of my expectation. We have no rare bombs. We have Role Reversal, but I don't consider that a rare bomb. And we have no copies of the Spell Gorger and no copies of the Outburst. So if you... Yeah, the Fanatic Guru, you're identifying why I'm willing to try it here, right? I think it'll be a little easier for us to hold the mana because we'll have other things to do. Oh, mana. Mana. And we go first, huh? We have the Greeting, which protects the board and scries us. So that, yeah, as the scry helps. So I'm going to keep it on the strength of the Greeting with scry 1. We have an answer to any early threat that helps us find our blue. I followed the picks early, and then I felt like we got committed to red-blue, and then it wasn't open. Yeah, I think that's what happened, Ferengi. Fnatic wants to mulligan there. It was on the edge, but Jaya's Greeting as an early play into a scry, I think, is good enough to keep. What I really don't like is that Time Twist, Stealth Mission, and Heartfire are all a little bit later. Like, they're not on-curve type spells. So that's a concern. But if we can get the Drake out, all that stuff becomes really good. Well, maybe not Heartfire. Well, go back and show me the picks, Nick. I mean, we do like, but also Nick says, I think we chased blue-red because we like blue-red. Well, we like blue-red because the bots often don't, and it's often open. So as a default stance, I think it's correct to be on the lookout for blue-red. But then you'll have to go back and watch the VOD, or if you care. I'm not going to suggest that you will care that much. But I don't think there were clear, like, Ryan, why aren't you taking the best card, and instead, why are you taking that red or blue card? I think, given what we had taken and given where the, you know, we just kind of ended up there. But this is what we wanted to do here, and we found our blue, so that's good. Well, I also don't want to be results oriented. I would want to go back and find the very specific picks in which you would have veered to a worse color, because that's the other thing. It's a price to veer to white. It is not free to just, all right, now we're going to be white. It's like, that's a lot worse. That being said, I still do want to be in the open colors. Well, now you have. That one is a Valhalla's Chosen Joint. Alright, so grant me the gems. That pick doesn't count. You have to start from pack 1, pick 2. So now we get Skylord. Yeah, we'll do Skylord. And worry about bumping up that Drake's power and toughness later. Yeah, time twisting Skylord is hot sauce. We might go time twist Skylord, Heartfire, the zombie token. Could also do stealth mission. I want to cast 2 spells is what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks like they have a red instant, although was the Spellkeeper... No, the Spellkeeper was not active, so yeah. Some kind of red instant. Well, good time to have a time twist then if they've got a red instant. I don't want to lead on stealth mission though, if we're worried about them popping up with removal. I think I want to attack with everything, see how they block, and if they set up a block where they're just saying we'll trade Skylord for like the weird, we're not going to do anything, and then we'll respond if they want to do something. I will trade the Skylord for the weird without even trying to save it. Because I think they're going to do something with that red instant situation. What do you think about... I'm trying to figure out if we want to go for a another counter on the Thunder Drake right now. So That would involve Time Twist on the Skylord, but it kind of involves us not following the plan we just outlined. I'm going to just let this happen. Dionysus, welcome. How are you doing? Thank you for the sub. We have big board advantage, so I'm inclined to make them solve that problem and not open the negotiations with spells of our own. There we go. All right, so they may have another answer, but we're going to start here. Heart firing the weird. Because they're going to go for that. And then we also make the Callous Dismissal fizzle, and they lose out on their army token as well. I'm a little worried about trying to Time Twist the Skylord if we think they still have a red instant, but I'm going to risk it. Oh, darn it. It won't work the way I want anyway. Shoot. I passed when I even put a stop there to try and do that, but it will save the twist anyway. Yeah, like it's oh, more islands. We're so lucky to have more islands. I was considering the twist for Drake Trigger, but if I had done it, I really wanted to do it on their second main, and we had passed to end step, so it kind of took the option off the table. If we had left it in second main, I think I would have gone for it. I think it'd be fine to have a 4/4, a 2/2 flyer, and a 2/3, a 3/4 flyer right now. Yeah, we can stealth mission the Drake, but again, do we even need to? I mean, we could stealth mission the Skylord. We want to Time Twist that eventually, I suppose. This is where I just don't love this card. Feels like an aura a lot of the times I cast it, and I don't like that. And I don't like casting auras into open red mana. But we can stealth mission, and at least we have the stupid Time Twist up to save it if something goes horribly wrong. Now, I don't want to mission the Skylord, because if we Time Twist anything, we want to Time Twist the Skylord. And I'll put that stop back in case we want to consider that. Or we can do it now. I guess we do it now. It does double... It puts more counters on the Drake. Yeah, and they don't have anything in red that can really kill it. So, and they would have if they would have in response anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do the time... I should have done this for an extra point of damage, actually. GT Archangel would hold it. But their shields are down. It comes back as a 4/4. It attacks through the weird. We get an extra 2/2 flyer. And mainly to do it now, we get the counter on the Drake. But they haven't shown anything. If they had anything, they would do it now. So they have to top deck. They haven't reacted to anything. They haven't. I'm doing it. They haven't reacted to anything. If they've somehow managed to be so disciplined as to have a reaction here, I will just tip my cap, because they've declined to shoot down anything we've done. I mean, gosh, I will. I'll just tip my cap, because they've played it. I just did not believe they had that. I guess they couldn't have had that before, so all you were right, I was wrong. I went for it, though. Now let's see if they can do anything about the Drake anyway. I guess they can get it back and dismiss it. I swung with the Lord because it felt like a free attack. But yeah, it was it felt like I obviously did not have them on this. But it's also possible we never had a spot where that would have been good, and I should have kept them. I should have had that more in my head as a possible play, because all of the stuff I was ruling out was stuff that they absolutely 100% would have used by then. And now they're on. Now they have to go get their Callous Dismissal at least, so we're all right. Yeah, it seems like they punted there. I don't think Goblin Assault Team was what they needed to do. I would have just gotten that Drake out of the way. Yeah, and post-combat haste, like they weren't blocking. So, punt, repunt. I don't know if mine was a punt. I just didn't properly play around Pyrohelix specifically. And some people in chat wanted me specifically to do that, so they would be in a little bit better of a board spot here. And yeah, it also totally would have worked out if I hadn't attacked with the 3/3, which I did. One of the reasons I attack, you know, a 3/3 into a 1/4 for no value is because I like to set up the idea that I'll do that. I like to set up that they have the idea in an opponent's head that they can go ahead and make that bounce block. Like if you attack into bounce blocks and you have ways in your deck to flip the script and say, haha, now I have extra damage, it can be good to get your opponent into a habit of making those bounce blocks. So that's why I attacked with a 3/3 into a 1/4 that then actually ended up being pretty disastrous in terms of its ultimate impact, because there's a bunch of things there that if I had just done a little differently, the Pyrohelix play wouldn't have worked out quite as well for Oppo. But we get Thunder Drake into Flux Channeler, which puts a counter on the Thunder Drake, and then next turn we can get back a spell. Man, I hope we pull this one out, because it would be a lot easier if I had just done things a little differently on that one turn. They're on the ropes, but they should be straight up dead. Yeah, what to get back? Heartfire. Oops. Do that. Epiphany's great news for us. They're digging for red removal right here. I will. I will! Yeah, I'm thinking, we'll see what they do here. All we need is for one thing to get through, though. Yeah, they only had one blue, so... Yeah. I was gonna let him play that out and see what we had to do, but we didn't have to do anything other than attack. All right. Tight play has been difficult to come by for me in this format. Gotta say. All right. Here's a great use for Crushed Descent, is pitching it to the Honor, if needed. Might not, though. If we don't draw any land by turn 3, we'll definitely be pitching Crushed Descent to the Pharaoh. Alright, now we have more of a choice. Glad to see Oppo not do anything on 2, or at least not yet. They might burn out this Visionary, but... And also, the pause should be noted. So, pause on empty board with just red and black. I'm going to Kibler Google chat. What do they have? Red, black, instant that can be played on an empty board with nothing but lands. Can't be greeting, it needs a creature. It paused when Visionary was on the stack. I would take the Honor. That's the card that's really going to make this hand go. Especially with Crushed Descent, they can just play around it now that they know about it, but they've said, nah thanks. Pyrohelix is a good call. It's probably Pyrohelix with a chance of Liliana's Edict. Thank you for the Google. Appreciate that. But that's the thing. It's easy to say burn spells, but the two main burn spells of the uncommon 3 damage and the common 3 damage, neither of them can be played on an empty board, right? Because neither goes to the face. Yeah, greeting doesn't do it either. Read the card. Let's see, what do we want more? I guess we have more blue, so we'll play the blue and then decide who we can actually attack with the Visionary. I think this was the one they wanted, but they just didn't realize it. I think we also want to get rid of the stealth mission here and keep everything else. Even though they don't know about the stealth mission. We could also just ditch the mountain. I'm going to ditch the mountain. We'll find more land. We will, I swear. We'll find more land. Right, Magic Gods? We'll find more land. Pyrohelix is the most... Yeah, is the thing I would expect the most. Now, stealing a Turret Ogre isn't amazing, but it would be viable, but with this, we'll just play out the Thunder Drake and see if we can't double spell next turn. Yeah, we could end up with 2 armies. Fanatic Guru wants to stealth mission early against black-red. I do not. I do not wish to trade my stealth mission and some creature for their 1 removal spell. That seems too risky to me. But that's what I was thinking about that. Yeah, not into removal, but then, yeah, we do it, and then they untap, and they're like, cool, 2 for 1 and delayed effect. I don't want to do that. Does that make sense to you, Guru? Like, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's high risk, high gain. If that sticks, it's a decent play if that sticks, but I just don't want to risk that against black. Probably want to Heartfire and transmute the Ogre or the Invader and get that Drake big. Well, it's another, so we can always reverse for the Invader. But yeah, I like Heartfire the Invader, transmute the Ogre. You can do either one. Sure. Go here. Kind of been using this as an optional gameplay view, depending on what's been going on anyway, so... And yeah, we'll send in all this. Hey, Hamthor, thanks for that sub. Appreciate that. Vaporkin's in the house. I don't know if I've done anything yet to make him want to root against me. But maybe that's his default position. Alright, they're going to use 2 spells on the Thunder Drake. That's alright. And we have... I'm just looking at what we can get back with the Weird. Well, we're going to play the Weird and loot. We could loot first, but we'll save that for end of turn. Yes, we had called the Pyrohelix as we saw a pause on turn 2 when there were no permanents on board, just lands, and there was a pause for Oppo, and so we had narrowed it down to Pyrohelix or the Liliana's sack spell. All right. Well, Vaporkin, you can understand how those how regular viewers here might guess that your Russian might contain rudeness, yes? All right. Doing the loot, and we'll pitch land. Time twist, you say? Well, if they would play something good, we would roll reversal for it, but they're not going to do that right now. So, do we want to go and get something just to recast, like we could get Honor the God Pharaoh? We can get Heartfire at instant speed if we need to. Not Crush Descent at instant speed yet, but if we get another land, we'll be able to do that. I think we just pass here. And we could loot now to see if there's something we want to do main phase, but I like keeping the blockers up. I don't think there's going to be anything super devastating that we wanted main phase there. Like, I like representing all this mana. And we can both loot in response to a spell, because if we loot, we may find no escape if we feel like we need to counter whatever they're doing, so we can try for a no escape if they do that. Although if they do something huge, I'm cool with just giving them something. Alright, let's start with a loot. Dismissal. Seems better than Time Twist, and gets us an amass token for the roll reversal. Is Time Twist better than Stealth Mission, though? Maybe so. With all that black, we can expect some removal. Nice to have a Time Twist defense. So I'm going to ditch the Stealth Mission. And we could also go get something. But hopefully we find land here, and then we have the Nope. Yeah, I'm just gonna no attack again. We're gonna pass. I would feel better about the slowness of this if I felt like our inevitability were ironclad, but I don't think that it is. So I'm hoping that we find a way to get some pressure back in the air before they come up with something like that we can't roll reversal. I'm basically hoping they find a creature bomb that we can steal. Loot again. Okay, okay, okay. That's a little more interesting. I'm going to keep that and even burn out the profit, I think, now. Have to ditch the time twist, though. Or the plan. I think we ditch the time twist, though. Yeah, I'm going to do it. This isn't, like, necessarily the most important creature in the world. And now we have contentious plan shenanigans ready. A lot of times people forget about that. Reaver, not a big concern. Kind of all in on Thunder Drakes, and they've taken care of one of them, so we're, in a sense, looking for to steal a win condition or find one. And still don't feel a need to go digging in our graveyard yet. We'll leave the weird up on the excellent defense it's playing. That's going to get us a creature at least. Army token? Yeah, we get everything. We get anything on the board with this. No, no walkers. Do this and get rid of the army token and then actually attack. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I want to hold it for something, but we have role reversal if they get something amazing. And the profit is solid. It's a good, decent creature. I think I was just being overly defensive, but now I've turned the corner. We'll start attacking here. Swissly.
Your corpse will volunteer.
Unfortunately, we don't have a planeswalker to reverse rolls with Lily. But we're also not totally dead. So what we can do here... Sure. I played that land. If we get to 8 mana, we can go Callous Dismissal, weird back the counter spell to counter her, or if we have just no escape. Now I think we have to contentious plan looking for land or a no escape. If we find a no escape, we can bounce and then no escape. It has to be the same. They have to share the permanent type. Yeah, that's true. We could just stealth mission now. Let's see, we have one... So stealth mission here. Yeah, maybe we have to do that. That's the most reliable way to get rid of Lily, right? I like that, Ferg. Alright, alright. We'll do that. Lily down. Took a lot, but we got her down, and now we have a Thunder
What a
Drake
drag.
to try and get this game won with. Also, a 7-5 isn't bad, but actually I just don't count on a 7-5 on the ground amounting to too much in this format. Well, if they go Aid the Fallen, maybe we have time to find the No Escape before they recast Lily. And there you go. That's why I think 7-5s on the ground don't amount to much in this format, because the 6-drops are pretty good. Can Skylord and loot. I like Skylord and loot. We can roll reversal. Oh wait, we'll get eventually we'll get a mass token, and then we can reverse for the giant, I think. Yeah, we could swap now. I don't see the need to swap though. I'm just gonna go Skylord, actually. Right now, even just a flying army is pretty good. Hey Oni, how goes? It's been alright. I've been making some suboptimals to punts here and there. Tough format for that, but holding our own in this one, trying to find the right line to close it out. The Skylord itself? Skylord is powerful, but does not itself fly. Oppo in the tank a bit here. That's usually good news for us. So now we'll probably dismiss the ogre, add to our army, and then roll reverse it after it comes back down. Yeah, we could do Drake then dismiss. I like that. But mainly want to dismiss the ogre here. All right, what's that about? They want something in the yard. Yeah, they're gonna aid back Lily and are trying to get the turret ogre back in the yard for that. I don't think we need to block here. Visionary's been very good. We've gotten some good loots this game, and now we have let's see, 5, 6, 7. So we have we don't have 8, but we don't need to do that. Anyway, we're gonna Drake and Dismissal this turn anyway. We could kill it outright here, but I love making him recast that, and then we get to come back. I mean, we can make him also get to attack with this and make him trade the giant plus one of the other ground creatures. Yeah, I kind of like that too. This gives them something else to go aid, I suppose, but I don't think they really have time. I mean, if they want to aid back the giant, I think that's just too much wheel spinning given our hand. So I'm all for them doing that. Next turn we get Greeting plus Role Reversal to get the Thunder Drake to a 4/5, attacking for 7 in the air, unless they do something about it right now. If they go for Lily, even that's not a great play, because there's not much Lily can do for them. We'd have to... Well, there is. That's not true. We would have to sack 2 and probably be the Visionary and, like, the Army token. Even then, we still have a Drake in the air, is what I'm saying. So I think it's... If they go back... Yeah, if they go for Lily here, it's a one-turn reprieve, but then... Yeah, that's great for us. But I want to start... Since we can cast all these with the remaining, let's see what the top of our library holds. Another island. I don't think we want to roll reverse here, though. We just want to take out the ogre. Now if we attack all, the Skylord runs into too many things on the ground. Yeah, we could have looked at it that way, I suppose. Scry, since we know we're going to use the 3, generally I like to understand what all the cards I have available are before I commit to what I'm going to do where, but in that case, it was pretty unlikely for this to do anything except go at the Turd Ogre, so yes, we could have done that first. Reversed into the face with Jaya's Greeting, you mean? That doesn't go to the face. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, we just keep this. If Lily drops in minuses, we sack... I guess the Army and the Visionary. And then we're still one castable spell away from being able to win anyway by getting the Thunder Drake up to a 4 power. Interesting play.
Necromancer.
Interesting play. I think we still get there, though.
Get out of my way!
Well, with any spell, we still get there. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So we got to do these two.
They were a lousy servant anyway.
So we want any other castable spell alongside Role Reversal, and then I think we have it, unless they have something for 3 mana in their hand to stop the Drake. Not the spell we were looking for. Does it matter? Let's see. We attack Lily. She can't minus. If she pluses, whatever. No, not this one. No escape is very specific. Yeah, we could roll reversal. I'm just deciding if we even want to wait on that. I guess we don't. So we'll roll reversal. And yeah, should have given the looter, not the army. So the correct sack was army and 3/3 lord, and then give away the looter. But this is still reasonable. And now we have no escape to protect against anything creature-based. Obviously, if they can straight up remove the Thunder Drake, we're back into a tight spot. But hopefully they cannot. If they cannot take out the Drake, I think we're there. Attack with the army, no reversal. But then they eat the Drake. Then they trade with the Drake. I didn't want to do that. Only with the army. All right. Losing on your own terms is acceptable. Yeah, that's another one where muddled my way to a victory, but it didn't feel very clean. Yeah, there were some good plays too. Nick says nice play that game, and we did find some nice lines, but we missed some lines too. Just trying to up my or lower my missed line count, and added to that count a little bit on that one. Random aside. Apropos of nothing, I'm really enjoying Russian Doll on Netflix. I watched I love time-based movies anyway. Time-based fiction. And got to the end of the 3rd episode and decided I had to stop and insist somebody else in the house watch with me. We'll keep this. Yeah, I like Memento. Donnie Darko, another good one. Sometimes they go too much for me. I couldn't quite follow the low-budget time travel movie in which the two dudes kind of figure it out in their garage. What's that one called? Primer, yes, thank you. Primer lost me. I'm sure it's genius in ways that I was never able to understand. Bill and Ted was genius in ways that I was easily able to understand. Yes. But if you Groundhog Day, like if you like, I'd call Russian Doll has more. Russian Doll is like riffing off of the Groundhog Day theme, but with much more mature themes and mature humor. I've also heard Looper is good, but I haven't watched Looper. Would you recommend Looper? Anybody like Looper? Should Looper be on my list? Glad you like that content, Dionysus. We're going to stick to Fridays for now as we see how it's going and where it's going, but there's always a chance for more. Nothing to flux, so we'll start with an attack. I liked Edge of Tomorrow a lot. A lot. Love, yeah, that was another Groundhog Day. I like I think Groundhog Day style time travel movies are my favorite, so it's why I'm really enjoying Russian Doll and why I really liked Edge of Tomorrow. I just answered that, Dionysus. You missing my... I said we're going to stick to Fridays for now, but we'll see about more. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow was rebranded Live, Die, Repeat or something when it went to video. It was kind of funny. Apparently Edge of Tomorrow did not successfully communicate what was going on with that with that movie. Tom Cruise as a person can make it hard for me to enjoy his entertainment as thoroughly as I would like, but he's a darn good actor, and that comes through plenty good. Take some free damage here. They didn't even want to risk the channeler, although there's not really anything I could have that wouldn't already take it out. I think that was a clean block for them. Yeah, Blind Blast, you're right. That would be the... And we even have it in our deck, so... Good playing around Blind Blast. Oh, no, we had it in a previous deck, right? Yeah, we cut it. That's right. We have it, but we cut it. Well... Yikes. Gonna have a big Flux Channeler to face off against. I guess we... play a second Drake and see if we can't win through the air before that Flux Channeler gets out of hand. Flex Channel, I like it. Ideally, we draw something off the top that is a non-creature spell that we can cast alongside Flux Channeler, and then if we keep both of our Drakes, we should be in good shape. All right. Ha! Not quite what we were hoping for. This is a really bummer on the a real bummer on the 2-spell plan. And literally nothing has counters. I'm going to start actually with this. And I'm going to attack with the flyers. We're going to counter whatever they do, and we're going to try again next turn on hopefully Flux Channeler into something else we can cast for nice value on the Drakes. But here is just a no escape plan. No, we don't want you either. Well, If we draw land, we actually have our 2-spell turn, I suppose. It doesn't produce a Flux Channeler outcome. Okay, this is a hard hit, and maybe the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Do we just go to 6? Probably just go to 6, and then we'll have Drake on defense next turn, and we can get to chumping next time. All right. We either get Thunder Drake into Triumph. We might even need Triumph on... Triumph doesn't kill anything except the Strix right now. We could wait and try and get value on their turn by chumping and then triumphing the 4/4. Yeah, I think we just need to make the Drakes bigger though, huh? So probably Drake and then Triumph into... Triumph killing... Well, let's start here. Drake... Maybe Drake into... Or, sorry, Drake into Channeler. Oh no, we don't have that play anyway. So we got to do this and then this on the Strix. We get that. Now with a 3/4 and a 1/4, we threaten a 1-for-1 with this. This has to be chumped though. Maybe we just have to stay back and hope. But I think if we stay back, we just lose. So yeah, I think we had a chump and race. It's chump and race time. If we get 2 spells next turn, we have lethal on the crackback. So I think I'm going to chump with the ground dudes and hope that we 2-spell next turn for lethal. And with all the red burn, like Heartfire and stuff, I think we do need to just double block here and hope. One option would be to chump the 7, take 4, go to 2, and then have a loot. But then it's still very tough for us to, even with a loot, after spending 2 to double spell with Flux Channeler, so I think this is correct. This, and cross our fingers. And if they have nothing else, we get attack with 2, play Flux Channeler, chump Channeler next turn, and go to 2 if they've got nothing. That is not nothing, and is bad news. But that is something. We need to leave one of our Drakes back in order to not die. If we do that, then they come back with everything, and we go... What? Block, chump, take, attack for the win. Like that's our line if we do that. If we don't attack, then we are looking to put Thunder Drake and Kior's Dambreaker on the Channeler. No, that doesn't work. We put 2 Drakes on the Channeler and the Dambreaker on the 5/5, and end up with both creatures. It's not the same in terms of... you think attacking with one is the same as attacking with both? I think we got to attack with one, though. None versus one is the question. You guys may be right with swing none. Yeah. I don't think we weren't beating it totally lost anyway, though. Doesn't mean there wasn't something to learn there, and I'm not sure that was the right line given all possibilities. We were never going to beat a totally lost, but I'm not sure what the time traveling supercomputer says about attack 1 versus attack 0 there. Yeah, I'm still curious about the general case that Eric is thinking about. Like, it doesn't matter that we couldn't beat the card that they did have. What was our best chance to defeat the spectrum of cards they could have, right? And it's possible no attack with nothing was correct there for that line. Tight one. Okie doke. Was hoping for a 3-3 with this one. We got a foul to give on our way to try to get to at least the 3-3. 4, obviously, nice step up. I think, I want to say 3 wins is 300 gems and 4 is 450, so there's a nice step up there if we can get there. It's not the best opener, but we can't throw this back. Desperation transmutation available. Okay. Okay. Well, still nothing for us to do, but we're only under pressure from a 1-4. This is kind of funny. Battle of the Nothings. I could play a 4-2 for no value, which trumps their current 1-4, but then leaves our shields down for no escape. I'm just going to pass. I bet they have a no escape of their own. Sometimes you have reactionary spells and your opponent does nothing. I'm really keen on leaving this no escape available. And we did play a land to say that we don't have to do anything. I also feel like if we play something, they're just gonna no escape it. So I'm gonna pass. Weird game. All right. Now we have to discard and stuff. Darn it, this is where they get to untap and do something if we do something, though. Well, we're gonna now. You want to transmute the 1-4 and then leave up the no escape? Yeah, I think we got a Drake. Huh, didn't even have it anyway. Well, now we get a Heartfire, if nothing else. No, I'm gonna wait on and keep Heartfire. I know I could have given a counter or whatever, but deciding if we care about heart firing now for anything. I mean, sure. There's nothing for it to get, so we'll do it. Alright, we'll go Visionary and have no escape up. And then we can actually start looting if the board doesn't progress from here. Yeah, we can always sack it. That's why I was waiting. There was no... It's not like they got extra value out of landing it or anything. It doesn't really matter. If I was... The fundamental question was, do I want to use this Heartfire on this Spellkeeper? Not... Almost anything else was irrelevant to me. And once I decided, okay, I do want to do that, then there were lots of ways you could do it, but that's the way I did do it. And we'll no escape this, of course. This was what I was thinking of also in terms of waiting, like we could get our Drake back with the Dismissal. But it's okay. There's plenty of things to get back with the Dismissal. It's not much value, but we'll Dam Break here. Just a 5/6. Strike? No, another transmutation. So we get a chance to use our Callous Dismissal for that purpose. A fine magic card. We're gonna use a... I was gonna say Triumph on that, but we'll use a Greeting on that. And then consider looting. I do like a loot here. Crush Descent. It'll probably get him. But what's our worst card here? Is it just Stealth Mission in the current scenario? Or is it the Crush Descent? It's probably one of those two. Yeah, given that we also have... Although we're going to be able to proliferate again when we bounce this back. 5, 6, but they're going to untap, cast something, then maybe they have 7 or 8 mana next turn, maybe? And maybe that's not good enough. I'm going to ditch the Stealth Mission. If they do, we can also dismiss and dissent, so that's another thing if they do something big. We also have Erratic Visionary. If we decide Crush Descent isn't good, we can get rid of it when we Visionary. Start the loot. I'll keep playing more land. I think we want enough of it. And cannot bounce the Dam Breaker and have Crush Descent, so... Can't be countered. That's okay. I mean, we lose our Dam Breaker coolness. We can't bounce the Dam Breaker, but we do get to bounce their 7/7. Seems like a fair trade. And do we want to bother now? Because we can also, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we're doing 4 here. We're close to just picking this thing off with the Electromancer, but not quite. if I dismiss here, we don't have Descent up is the only thing. So, yeah, I kind of don't want to take 7 either. But it's not that much, you know, it's not that big a deal, really. Okay, we'll go shields down and bounce it. But here comes something we wish we could counter with our Crushed Descent. Nope. They snuck that one by.
Necessary in times of war. Join my cause.
Probably just need to pick off Kasmina and reduce her effectiveness to a 2/2 and a loot. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I can't. Still forgetting statics. Target creature. Well, let's just kill this then and attack Kasmina down. It's actually probably maybe worked out the best for us that we're doing it this way. Oh, I meant to do this before attack. Darn it. Still, though, gonna do this, and at least we have Triumph up.
Rash.
All right. Yep. Not really up. I only remember Kasmina's static for 13 seconds. Then it's gone. I really think this this might be I think this was a mistake, honestly. Like, I get that they are trying to do something special in the Planeswalker set, but this is messing with everybody all the time. Everybody all the time is getting messed with this just constant statics. I mean, we've trained ourselves like, okay, the Planeswalker doesn't do anything on my turn. It's just sitting there, and yeah, it's been tough. Okay, so now we're gonna have to Triumph the 2/2, attack Ugin, attack, you know, there's a lot of stuff we have to do here. Maybe we can get it all, though. Yeah, I guess we get it all, so that's not bad. If we go Triumph here. Well, in paper, people just play wrong. I could save Crushed Descent and we still get everything, so I'm gonna save Crushed Descent, actually. We're kind of playing a tempo game here, and we really hope they go for something big that we can crush with our Descent. It's gonna take a big thing. They need like a Dam Breaker of their own, or 2 spell. We can catch a 2nd spell. Obviously their hand is super full. Okay, so that suggests another commence the end game. Like, what else could it be that they would do that? And if it's commence the end game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they make a 9/9. I mean, I almost want to leave the Electromancer back under the assumption of endgame. 8/8, yeah, that's right, because they're going to spend 1. Fully expecting the 8/8 here, but I guess given that, let's take a look at the future. No. Read the... Here, I'll show you the old copy of it. Interesting. That means it's not the end game, which is great. That's all right. Sweet. And we can do this and still have Crush Descent. So I'll do this. Maybe they're just full of counters. I'm going to leave our loot back and leave the island for it in case we don't descent. What's going on? I like that the Visionary disguises our own pauses here. All right, now they're going to play something and it's going to be good and we're going to crush it. Or we loot. This is why I like, you know, you have instant speed effects. Leaving up a descent that you don't use just isn't as punishing. Time wipe would be great. Let's counter that. No, they get that too. I guess they're playing around the descent, which is why it's not a good card. But again, this is why I want to be operating with it in decks that can operate at instant speed. So this defends as a 4/4. We can Time Twist our Electromancer and kill it. Now we can make it a 1/1, and then everything attacks successfully. Probably that's the right play here. Although I think I want to start with a loot, actually. Interesting. Now I still think we ditch the land. We do this. No, I don't think so, Vaporkin. Now I'm just going to Time Twist the Electromancer and destroy this wall of runes. Oops, no. No attacks. I guess I should have. That was a good spot for descent. I don't know why. Oh, uncounterable. It's still, I didn't think it through though. I think partly was that there was a whole thing in front of my board that caused me to not think through that turn as carefully as I might have otherwise. Now with 8, we can try Honor the God Pharaoh and have Crush Descent available for any interference with this plan. We can loot. Oh, wait. Say no attacks. And we get to no escape. We don't have descent, but we have no escape. And Skylord next turn creates a 4/4 flyer. We're at 9 to 12. So we got some work to do in a handful of turns here, but I think we can do it. Where are our drakes? There's one of them.
Heal.
Okay, going for some life total. Interesting. I'm going to go for another loot. 4, 5. We have 6 into a possible 7, which does not allow for Skylord. Actually, maybe I'll hold off on the loot here. I think it's probably better for us to have Skylord, No Escape / Descent available. In fact, let's play the land and play the Skylord. If they've got a No Escape, we can't do anything about that, really, but we could Crush Descent to have 2 things that trade with the weird. Yeah. Yeah, but I just want to, like, us attacking before we're dead seems pretty important. I like how are we going to win if we don't Descent here? Also, it makes them pay 2. Could tie up their mana for other stuff. We could also let it happen and just try and Descent / Escape on their turn. It just requires them to do something. We also then keep up our loot. All right, I'm going to let it resolve. Yeah, and let's make him make that choice. Because if we start attacking here... Over what, Vaporkin? Over what? You got here late, you haven't seen the deck. I mean, if you're saying I shouldn't have played this, we had our reasons. This is not a highly playable card, but it is actually functional in our deck because we have so much instant speed action. In fact, this is a good example of it. Although I wish we could just go after that graveyard. Because now we're going to be dead to this. If we find our own weird, though, we've got weirds, right? We've got a Spellkeeper weird to get back our own bounce spell. So we're not dead, even to the end game. That's true. It's not huge. Oh, I don't know. Just because Crush Descent is in my deck doesn't mean I love it, people. It is not an impressive card, but it does some stuff sometimes. In this case, it's not going to get us a counter of this, so we're going to ditch it. And I'm going to go... Yeah, I mean, like, you're saying we can't be... We got to be careful not to deck ourselves, but we got to also, like... find the tools to actually attack for the win here, and digging into our final 6 to find the things that can actually win us the game is legit, especially since doing so augments our attackers. So I'm gonna do it. Do this. Yeah, we've got Island Mountain. Oh, unless it's lying to me. We have role reversal. Let's win off their army, shall we? But this is good. This is now a 4/4, right? It's not even like it just trades with this, right? Yeah, Crush would have finally been good, but it would just would have held off this, and that's not even that huge for us, I don't think. We're not attacking with the Visionary. Do we want to look for anything else? So they cast this. Can't be countered. They draw 2, and so they make a 4/4 that trades with the Electromancer. All right. I'm going to offer the Electromancer for their endgame token. I don't want to offer these 2 for it, though, right? Nine to 5. Still up against it. Now I'm not going to loot, because if we find our Drake, we still can't cast it, so we've just dug for nothing. So I think we have to stop looting. Really need us a no escape here, although we may need to, like, if they play something huge, we might be playing to role reversal here. But I don't think we can let that happen. That's not a great theft, and the 5 life is a lot of life when we're trying to get him to dead before the end of this game. Spellkeeper, what does that do for us? What do we get that wins us the game that we get back? I mean, we have to keep it. We'll find something, I suppose. And we're not looting anymore, so I guess we attack. Although maybe we take out Quatley.
We learn from our mistakes.
Indeed. Sometimes we try to. Oppo's deck is more filled with counterspells than any deck I've seen in the format. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Yeah, that looks bad. Well, six counterspells. My God. Well, now we're toast. I don't think... well, we know we can roll reversal. If roll reversal is on top and they've got nothing else, we could still get there. We need roll reversal on top, though. Because we get it. We go to 2 cards, steal it. Go to 1 card, attack with it. Go to 0 cards, attack with it again. You know... Oppo could brick for 1 second. You know, maybe Oppo would just brick for 1 second. We wouldn't be in complete doom mode, but we are. I don't think we have the cards now to do it. well... This is one that if I weren't streaming, I think I'd be cursing pretty loudly. That's a really frustrating way to go out. 27 no escapes. I mean, come on. Your loot out of curiosity? Sure. Even that didn't work? I was just looking at it and then pulled it back and then went to switch and it selected it instead. Didn't even matter though. Wasn't a punt, Dionysus. We were conceding the game. That was just an action we took before conceding. You cannot punt me on an action that is us conceding. All right, that was a foul to give. I thought we were done, but we do get to play one more. I'd give you a punt on that one if we were still in the game, but we were just looking to see what was on top. There's no punts at that point. I kind of like that it doesn't actually. I like fewer clicks in my UI, so I don't mind the low click. I just wish that if it should make me move the discard out. I guess that's what I want. Like, do not have me discard unless although there's discard 2 cards that makes it a little tougher. I don't know. Clicking, extra clicks are evil. UI punts are frustrating, but extra clicks are evil. Number one thing I would change on the UI is have a spot to drag things to cast them, that if I drag to this spot to cast, it turns on full control for that spell resolution. I just want drag to here and cast under full control. We'll start with a globe. We could wait, actually, and save globe contentious for the Thunderdrake turn. I actually like that. The globe isn't doing anything except trying to be helpful for us in its synergies elsewhere, so let's let it be synergistic elsewhere. If we play the Flux Channeler on turn 3 and draw a land for turn 4 and none of it is removed, which is a high... never mind. All goes out the window. Number 2 thing I would change in the UI is the ridiculously confusing and low-value toggle switch on the home scene between all arena modes and, low, whatever. The default mode versus whatever. That switch is just terrible. And I get how they ended up there. I just want them to iterate past it now. Huh, well, that makes me think the Flux Channeler is doomed to die. But we'll give it a try. See if it sticks. Unlikely, but maybe. I want to be able to screen capture a deck for sharing without having to scroll. I think the ability to screen capture like that, the deck construction screen could use some work so that you can share your decks better, is kind of the fundamental point I'm trying to make there. Well, they didn't kill it. That makes me want to go all in on this stealth mission Flux Channeler. I feel like we're asking for it, but I'm not sure else what to do to try and win this game here. I think we can be patient. I suppose patience is a thing you could do. Well, contentious, like, if we're gonna... I think... I'm gonna move in on Channeler. We'll see what happens. I'm dubious since, since they didn't take out the Channeler with their for their toll, which makes me think the Channeler's just gonna die now. I'm with you, Colin. Let's see. Do we have anything? This is an instant, so trying to figure out if they have cruelty. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that we can beat cruelty, but not really. The answer is not really. I guess we start here, though, find out if they have it. All right, we got out of cruelty range. Let's have a little meet and greet. If we misordered triggers, is because they did it, but I'm not sure what trigger you're talking about. There was no way we could get extra counters on it with the first spell last turn. Yeah, we'll keep it. If we untap, we should be pretty happy to have that available. And we're not actually, even if they deal with the Channeler now, I don't hate our spot because we have 3 cards in the yard for Electromancer with more on the way. I guess we just attack in here without doing anything. We could start with a globe, though. Number one thing I would add to Arena are all human drafts. I'm going to not do the globe because then there's 2 cards we have as instants. We could globe, and if we get a land on top, we still have the no escape. But I'm just going to pass. No, you can't. So like, we cast the spell on the Channeler. It hasn't resolved yet. The Flux Channeler says, hey, a non-creature spell was cast. Let's throw our ability on top. And then that ability goes on top and says, hey, nothing's got a counter. And then it says, oh, hey, let's add counters. So there was nothing we could have done there. Glad we kept up. Well, do we even care about that? I suppose we care. I mean, what else are we doing with the no escape other than casting Bloomhulks, or countering Bloomhulks? I don't think so, Vaporkin. If they do something wildly off of the economy just to offer us humans, then it'll fail. I just don't think they would do that. I don't think it's a good choice. We can't cast that yet, but it's so good, I'm going to keep it, and we'll find our ability to cast it eventually, I hope. And I guarantee you the presence of something on Magic Online has nothing to do with their decisions surrounding Arena. The audience is so different. No, we keep bot drafting. Bot drafting, I designed bot drafting, and I designed it at the time for the goals that were given to me, which is for a safe, easy place for newer players to pick without the pressure of a pick clock. Now we'll globe. Globe first here. Yeah, I mean, Stratic is saying it, like, but you can do that on Magic Online is just not a reason not to do something on Arena. Fracturing the player base even more. I mean, I don't know. How is it more fractured? At this point, they should be trying to do things to migrate people from Magic Online to Arena. So, which is to get ahead of Dionysus's next 7 questions. The number 2 thing I would have changed is to get Cube on Arena. And the number 3 thing would be to figure out how to get Modern on Arena by prioritizing the most important cards in the format. No, I wouldn't. I mean, human drafting, it shouldn't be more expensive. It should just be an alternative. It should just be the way that best of 3, at the very least, is around. And we can do this. They proliferate to get an army counter. And that's fine with us. The prioritizing part. I can't remember what I said, Dionysus. I mean, you're asking me what I said 45 seconds ago? Current me probably disagrees with that vehemently, though. That obviously resolves, and then if they want to come at us with the 3/3... Oh, from Modern, sure. Which is to say, they don't need to release all of Mirrodin, and then all of Darksteel, and then all of Fifth Dawn. They could make a series of special sets that allowed Modern to get onto Arena quicker. But Modern's like the third, whatever. Mainly human drafting is what I want to see. All right, where are we? So our pass to end of combat. And I'm going to go ahead and triumph the army now. Let's see, we're going to use role reversal to get that. No, we'll just right now send in. It would work just like a normal draft, except it would be Phantom. You would not get to keep what you pick. I mean, heck, I would accept this as a medium-term solution. Create a cube out of nothing but what's on Arena already. I think you could make a fine cube out of what's on Arena already. Especially if you dip back into, like, all the stuff that was ever functioning on Arena, which goes back as far as the Investigate set, the Werewolf, the Innistrad set. Okay, Thunder Drake, shields down or shields up? I'm going to go Thunder Drake shields down, because if they only kill the Flux Channeler, we're actually in a pretty good spot following with Thunder Drake. Did you ever build cubes yourself? Yes, I've built cubes myself and was part of the team revising cubes in Magic R&D, so I'm responsible for at least some of the history of the Magic Online cube. All right, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can shoot things for 5. Let's do that. We all invented the cube. I don't know who coined the name cube, but we all invented the cube. And what I mean by that is I can show you in my closet the draft box I made of, I think it was Mirage. What was after Mirage? I don't know if it's around anymore, Dionysus, and it's deep in the closet if it is, but my point is that in the mid 90s, when I was just getting infatuated with the notion of drafting, I was like, I mean the block. Like, what was the block after Mirage? Anyway, I think in that area, it was like Tempest? Yeah, so in that Tempest era, Urza's era, I was like, oh, what if I take just a bunch of the cards I have? I'll fix the record in a sec. A bunch of the cards I have. Wait, what? Which is it? 5 or 3? I think I made it pause. There we go. Anyway, so I gathered together a bunch of the cards from a set and then shuffled them together and made booster. Like, so did I invent the cube? Because I made a cube in the Tempest era. It was just a terrible one. But anyway, the thought of, hey, let's recycle our old cards to recreate a limited experience is just something I think everybody kind of figured out. But calling it a cube and really taking it seriously and refining it to this polished, super fun, limited experience is something that I don't know who to give credit for. I know that there is an interview out there with Tom Lapilli. Tom Lapilli worked with me in R&D for a while. He reported to me in R&D for a while, and he got his job in R&D. He gives a lot of credit to his obsession with cubes and his fanaticism with cube building as the thing that prepared him for work in R&D. Because if you want to understand the work of development and of creating a fun environment, then absolutely build yourself a cube. And it's almost like development on easy mode, because hard mode is that you actually have the ability to change cards as well, that I can make new cards or change existing cards to create my environment. In cube, you're stuck with existing cards, and so it narrows your scope a little bit. It's the restrictions that breed your creativity, so to speak. And but then it's a great way to practice card set development, and Tom Lapilli gives it as a big reason that he got good at developing cards and was able to get a job in Magic R&D because of it. But he also talks about the origins of cubes there. So if you can find Tom Lapilli's interview about cubing, about cube draft, you may get some insight into more of the origins there. Would I ever sell cubes in my store? No. I mean, if you want to hire me to build you a cube, we could talk about that, but I don't think maybe you have deep pockets, but that would be expensive to hire someone to make a cube for you. I mean, I could just copy it. Go to Cube Tutor and you can look at lots of cubes, the many cubes of others. All right, well, we have hit par. Let's see if we can clear par before I sign off today. Four wins would be great. Also, let's go... we're too late. I was going to say, we can go cancel and look at the deck and see if we still want to run that Crush Descent or whether we like one of our other cards in there. We could bring in that... do a point of damage, draw a card. That would be all right. We'll keep this, though. Fine-looking start. Should be reading. Well, I don't overdraft on it. Our goal... Should be reading asks, you have 8,090 gems on your free-to-play account. How? Well, I win about a 60% win rate, so there's that. But also, I'm still not EV positive on draft, but I'm EV positive at the pace that we play on this stream, which is effectively 5 drafts a week. So the bottom line is 5 drafts a week plus 5 drafts a week plus the gold grind and the gem conversion leads us to a largely EV positive situation in this. Yeah, Card Kingdom might sell cubes, but what you can, here's what you can do with, here's what's amazing here to pitch Card Kingdom in the middle of this. Here's a challenge that I've wanted to undertake, and maybe we'll think about a way to. Oh, really? Well, I wasn't going to kill that, but if we're doing that, we'll take it out. So on Card Kingdom, the cheapest they basically sell any card is a quarter. And the smallest you want to make a cube is about 360 cards. So what I was thinking would be fun would be the Card Kingdom Cube Challenge. You design a cube made from nothing but 25-cent cards on Card Kingdom, and then you can just place the order for all of those cards. In fact, you can upload orders via spreadsheet. Like if you wanted to order, well, no, you can upload sell orders. I don't know if you can upload buy orders, but if you can upload buy, I think you can, yeah, because you can just paste in a deck list, right? So like you make a deck list of your 360 25-cent cards, upload that to Card Kingdom, and then buy it for whatever 360 divided by 4 is. And yeah, and then it's like whose $90 cube is best. And because the most annoying part about a cube is assembling it. So like for 90 bucks, you get a cube and it's pre-assembled. And there are some amazing, incredible, powerful cards that are a quarter. And of course you could push the budget to whatever you want. Maybe make it the $1 cube, you know, where you make it a cap of $360 on the total cube. All right, Oppo must be wondering what we are doing, but here's the answer. We're talking about cube, Oppo. Sorry. Somebody pressed my cube button. Well, at this, you know, if you want to make a powered vintage cube with high grade, super high grade alpha, I think you could get to your $1 million cube there, Queen. Raptors sharing Card Kingdom's buy it yourself if you just want to have them buy it. If you want to have them do it and buy it, is where I got to diet on that. Would like to find something to make an amass token with so that we can try switching. Maybe we just have to do it anyway. Give them the weird and take the grizzly. What else can we do here? Well, let's let him tap something down.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thanks for the sub, Strength. Are we blocking? No, so we're attacking. We might be getting a Triumph back, though, so I should keep that in mind, because we could Flux Channeler, potentially get Triumph. I'm going to say no attacks, and I am going to play the Flux Channeler out here. If we wait for a land, we can get a double spell going, which is what I was thinking about, but that has to be one of the spells. I'm just going to Channeler here. They might have Tempest cards in them, Dionysus, but I doubt that they would do anything era-like that with a cube. They're going to go for themes outside of this slice of Magic time, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they could. It's just that if you said, Ryan, come up with the top 20 themes that Card Kingdom should use for their first 8 cube decks, or, you know, sellable cubes, none of them would be, oh, do this slice of Magic period of time. It's not a, maybe it'd be in the top 20, but I think there's just a lot more commercial stuff to do than that. Thinking about getting the Triumph back, because if we do that, we do get 2 spells, but we have to give up one of these to get it. Nah, We're gonna find an answer to that grizzly. Okay, okay, okay. Still not quite what we're looking for, though, is it? I think we have to go contentious plan. Maybe role reversal for the weird, for the grizzly. Oh, we can't do it. Too much blue. Ah. Yeah, that's true. Maybe, I guess I would say this. If you did themed world sets like that, I think you would go world-based. So you could do a Innistrad cube or a Ravnica cube. I don't think it would be era-based. Like, we're gonna do Mirage, or we're gonna do Mirage, Tempest, and Urza's. Like, I don't think that would be your most commercial cube option. I'm going to go ahead and contentious plan here and hope we find something that we want to cast to make this Thunder Drake start getting counters. We also just need some action here of some kind. Wholly unnecessary to do that now, but if Oppo is doing the I want to auto pass, I respect that choice. Hey, just what I was hoping for, actually. Now we can use the role reversal on the Enforcer, which, unless they play something obvious here. Yeah, the planes that they visited at least twice, I think, could make for some good 360 card cubes. Yeah, we'll play this, and then they're gonna tap. We can resolve it. Actually, I also like Chandra's Triumph. Take out the Enforcer, and then save the reversal for anything else bigger they do. Yeah, let's do that, and let's do that now. They've got potential giant growth mana up, I suppose. Let's go to attackers and see if they're pausing anymore. Yeah, no pauses from them, so I think we're safe to take out this Enforcer with the Triumph. There's some other sweet stuff we could have brought back, but this, I think getting rid of this Enforcer turns the screws on him. The Rabia scale? I don't know what Rabia is, but I assume that's a place I don't remember and that they're never going back to. When did they go to Rabia, and where is it? Arabian Nights Plane. I suppose I could have guessed that. Reverse for the army now. Or just attack and say we don't care. I kind of just like leaving up no escape. Although we are at 10. Does this have lifelink? Yeah, it does. I guess we have to take that back. Yeah, we're gonna take the angel after we attack. Leaves us shields down, but seems worth it. There you go, Oppo. We don't want to proliferate that, funnily enough. Elgif, that sounds tough. I would take a break. When you feel like quitting, it is probably correct for you to quit for a little bit. You know, stay away from the game for a week. You know, just don't worry about it. Reconnect with the things in your life that are going great. If there's things hopefully there's things going great in your life, and you can remind yourself of what I said earlier. You know, if as I punted my way to a loss in the sealed, it's like, if this is the worst thing that happens to me today, what a life. So just try to appreciate all the sweet stuff, and don't hold yourself to some scale that you have to improve by this much or feel improvement by this much at all times, or just quit. Well, you're burning money. I mean, if it's not fun, then quit forever, I guess. But you never stop improving, so don't think you've plateaued into some unfixable rate or something like that. You never stop improving. I don't know, man. If you're caught up in your head about sucking and always sucking, I've found a short break helps with that. I mean, I'm all about my personal experience here. I'm not telling you what's going to work for you personally, but that's what's worked for me. My favorite cube to play is the vintage cube, but not as 100% diet. I have the most fun when I play with it, but I don't want it to be the full diet. I really like the combination of... Yeah, we'll counter that. The two cubes I like having access to are a modern cube and a vintage cube, because, like, the vintage cube is full-on nonsense, and the modern cube is more like just... It's mostly fair stuff. It's mostly fair Magic, but just with super broken cards individually. Well, you can, if you Google Magic Online Legacy Cube, or sorry, Magic Online Vintage Cube, Magic Online Modern Cube, I tend to use those as my baseline. I don't adhere to them 100%. I'll make some exceptions here and there. But, you know, with Paul Cheon at the helm now on those things, and really just putting all of his passion and brains into making the Magic Online cubes great, by copying the Magic Online cubes, you're basically copying Paul Cheon's cubes, which seems like a pretty solid way to go. Hey, look, we got 4 wins. We got 450 gems. That feels great to get that far into it. That means we're going to push this up even higher. But I forget who was asking about our gem count for free-to-play. And yeah, by only drafting about 5 times a week, and by winning at a 60% win rate, and by being judicious about how we spin our requests and doing some gem rare drafting in the drafts, we have managed to be basically infinite at 5 drafts a week. And that's the key. Everybody is infinite on Arena. If you're going to talk about being infinite on Arena, it has to be about and specifically infinite on Limited in Arena. Then you're basically saying, here's how often I can play and not have to pay, unless you're just super spectacular, in which case literally I make money off of drafts, and if I just did it endlessly I would end up with more gems than I started with. I suppose that's possible, but that win rate is a very, very high number. But yeah, how to manage when this game is making you want to quit it. Like I said, for me, just taking a mental break from it is important, and then during that mental break, reminding myself of what is truly important in life and getting your priorities straight in life before you re-tackle the priority in your head of getting better at Magic, and deciding if... yeah, I bet Ben S is infinite on best of 3, but he's way better than me. If I could play as well as Ben, yeah, we'd all be infinite, right? Actually, if we could all play as well as Ben, we'd all be 50-50. Yeah, best of 1 is a lot flatter. Best of 3 is a lot better for higher winners. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to take breaks as a streamer getting frustrated with the game, but you all help with that a lot. My my tilt management is at its best while I'm streaming, frankly. 12:30, but we got to finish this one out, right? I'm going to keep playing until this one ends. Maybe you get 3 more games. That would be ideal. Oh yeah, go play something more frustrating and expensive like golf. I have relatives who play golf and have golfed with them a couple of times. And I looked at the pit of that game and was like, nope. Nah, I'm done. The time and money that it would take for me to not hate this game is just too steep. Keep this. No, there isn't Cube Tutor, though. Like, you can look at the cost. It depends on the version. But you can actually pre-build your... Yeah, golf when you don't care is fine, I suppose. Yeah. But then it's just like a walk with friends. I can dig a walk with friends. I'll play the weird here. But in that link on Cube Tutor, there is a drop down. Oh, maybe you have to log in. Maybe you don't get this. You have to create a login. I don't think you just get it.
I'd be less frustrated if you had fewer flaws.
Well, Channeler and hope it survives, although I'm not expecting the Channeler. If we untap with the Channeler, I think, well, we need to untap like 2 turns. We untap with the Channeler, play the Skylord, and then can do some stuff. Anyway, if you create a login on Cube Tutor and then log in, now you have to copy the list. But if you copy that cube and make it, or maybe you can even make it your own. Let me see.
Scrutiny.
Try looking at that again now that I'm logged in. Anyway, there's a price tool, is what I'm trying to get to. There's a price tool on Cube Tutor where you can actually look up the price of any of the total price of any of your cubes. But obviously, what card you enter in as the version you have is a pretty big deal. So we got a roll reversal that we can't really use right now, but we did get our and our Flux Channeler died as expected, and with the making Soren's Thirst feel good about its existence for once. But we'll make an Eternal Skylord here. I said, Dionysus, you need to create a login, and then you need to copy that cube and make it yours. If you give me, I'll show you how I can do it with one of my cubes after this is over. Just stick around and remind me.
Pursuing creativity. Defy convention.
I'm looking for tools over here. Create a new cube. And we'll figure it out. We'll mess around with Cube Tutor for a sec after this. It's worth it. It's a worthwhile tool. All right, Kazmina's transmutation is not our favorite. What do we got in here? Nothing but the Channeler. We could trade our Skylord for their Opportunist, but I don't particularly like that here. I like attacking them. And they can trade if they want. Yeah, we could pump the army. I'm just, like, I would rather wait. I'm just in no hurry here. I don't think a bigger army... maybe it was correct. Maybe I should have. It would have gotten through there, huh?
There are many who have turned weakness into a virtue.
Oppo not doing much. I don't even care about Dovin. I guess we'll just take him out, though. This game's not really about this 1 point of damage to the face. And blue has enough proliferate that might as well get rid of that annoying dude. Even though he's not even that annoying. I'm gonna beat down with 1 power creatures here until they do something about it. Yeah. That's the one I care least about. But whatever. That seems fine. And Dovin is annoying. We have to decide whether we go shields down, because we can go Thunderdrake Contentious Plan to make Thunderdrake really big, but then Dovin comes down and says that the Drake isn't very effective for a little bit. So we could also no escape and have the Drake plan after. But I'm cool with saying, let's do this here. Let him have Dovin. We can attack down Dovin if that's their only play anyway. And we haven't played land number 7 yet, but we have enough looting that I'm going to hold land now. I think that's correct. We do have some card draw, but we can cast both of our spells next turn off of it. I'm going to go ahead and hold a land. Well, Dovin holds off the Drake for a little bit, basically. But there we go. There's something to reverse rolls on. We'll still wait on the land, though. I could leave the weird up to activate and, like, get back roll reversal or whatever, but we have no escape, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, Reaver you can have. Not really concerned about that too much. They got to see the pause. Maybe that will mean something to them. But yeah, we're going to counter the Dovin instead. Keep our flyer getting through. Ooh. Wait. Trying to look here. 1, 2, yeah, that's plenty good. We're going to drop a Dam Breaker, though, and may rename it Backbreaker. Let's see if they even stick around after this. They got 13. So it's not the end of the world, but this is a very good spot for us. Wind Raven isn't wrong about how Dovin can be useful, which is to hold the ground to get to an inevitability that you are very confident in. But still, I think the ideal way to do that is to play things like the Reaver on 2 or whatever. It's still a viable, your deck is a cards doing a bunch of roles. What is the job of this card in the deck? And I think there are cards that do Dovin's job better than Dovin, but if you need that job and Dovin is the card you have for it, well, there you go. Oppo is all done. Well, we've shot past par and are now solidly 2 above par. Happy about that. And let me show what I was talking about over here. List, view list. Okay, we can use this one because this isn't even my cube. So this is I'm gonna go to left monitor here and we're gonna look at Cube Tutor for a second. For those of you curious about what you can do with this. So my friend Natalie has a modern cube. This is pretty outdated. This is just an old cube that I haven't messed with in a while. But you can see if we go to my cubes, we'd see all the cubes that I have listed. And if you scroll over them, it even shows you the specific version. So like you can go in and say, edit list. And we can say, oh, you know what? This abrupt decay is actually foil. And then that gets auto-saved. And then if we go back and look at the list, and if we look at that abrupt decay, it's hard to see there, but it should show up in the pricing as foil. Like if we did some special version. Anyway, it does update these to show the version you chose. And then if you have a login and do price, you can click price, and it compares everything in your list against TCG Player. And there, if you just wanted to snap by Natalie's cube, there you go. And if you wanted, but also you can do this kind of thing. You go, let's view list. And then we're going to export this to CSV. And then we're going to go to Card Kingdom. Wonder what I was looking at. Who knows what I was looking at? Oh, I was looking at Prohibit because it just got spoiled as being in Modern Horizons. So I snapped up every foil Prohibit that Card Kingdom had. What is in my cart, though? Oh, it's just these. Yeah, I don't want any more of these. We'll cut those. Anyway, let's see about uploading advanced search. I know there's got to be a way to upload. Because like when you sell, you can upload. There's got to be a deck list. Anyway, I don't have chat up. I bet chat is like yelling at me exactly how to do it. I'm not sure if there's a copy paste Dionysus, but you can export, like what I would do, you can export this and get this, right? And then we go create a cube. And upload demo. And then probably The UI in this site isn't great, but it's still the best one I think we have. And then edit list. Oh, wait, here we go. It was there. Bulk upload. And we go downloads. Save. And then boom. So a little bit of a weird way to do it, but if you export a cube and then re-import it through bulk upload while you're editing that cube, you can just do it in one fell swoop. So that's how to do that. And then deck builder. Thank you. I knew somebody would find it. Motor City Mama got there. So in here, we can go, hopefully, yeah, it just needs a card name even. Copy, paste, find cards. Oh, too large. So maybe you have to do it one piece at a time. But you can see how one piece at a time you could slowly add a cube to your cart on Card Kingdom that you found on Cube Tutor and buy it all in one fell swoop. And that actually would be amazing because, like I said, the biggest pain about cubes is not even getting the cards. It's not owning the cards. It's finding them all and putting them in. And oh man, to just have the cube sent to you shipped would be pretty sweet. All right. Cube aside over. Now let's see, we're already super happy with 5 wins. Let's see if we can get even happier. I'm super happy with 5 wins with this deck. It's not a particularly great deck. I think part of it has been we dropped to 2 losses. And the cube overview, oh, you just got to navigate to it. It's in there. Like Dionysus, the UI is not the most friendly on Cube Tutor, but it's all in there. It's just a little... all right, we'll keep this. Thank you, Motor City. Well, Vintage Cube costs 2K, says Dionysus, not mine. I don't know what you mean. No, I'm gonna play this till it's over. I was not expecting that combat trick, but that sucks, because I was ready to trade 1 for 1 for a combat trick, but we just got 2 for 1 there. Alright, Dionysus is excited to go build his cube. Get on it, buddy, although you're gonna get... Watch out, some bot is gonna get you in trouble for that. If you would like to purchase cards from Card Kingdom, I highly suggest you scroll down to my panels underneath the stream and click on the Card Kingdom link there, which lets them know you found them through my stream. Aggroed out. What are we going to do about this? Maybe that doesn't suck. If they can kill the Drake we're in a bit of trouble, but I think what we need to do here is play the Drake and hope that we can dismiss and transmute next turn. If they can kill the Drake, we're probably not going to win this game, if I'm being honest. Because if they have the tools for the Drake here, whether it's removal or combat tricks, yeah, that's just going to be super rough. But we'll play it here and hope that it can't get big enough. And we're not dead yet, as they say. Ooh, that's pretty rough. Pretty rough. However, we can time twist the weird. Now we gotta do dismiss, transmute, and then we can do time twist potentially next time. We dismiss the crunch, and yeah, transmute the enforcer is what I like. That's not bad for us. Okay. And we even got that. We have, only one spell in the bin, so nothing for this yet, but we can time twist the weird and stealth mission something. I don't like the 0-4 wall under most circumstances. If I were desperate, if I had nothing else to do the job of getting me to my late game and that card were in my pool, I would play it. But I have so far found that I have found many other cards that do the same job that I like better. Yeah, I think we want to time twist and stealth mission the zombie army and time twist the weird. It's a little weird, but then we get Electromancer for good value next turn, and we have a bunch of stuff that can threaten to eat what they've got going on, so I'm going to do it. Cordy, welcome. Glad you could join. We're trying to stay alive against this super aggressive Boros deck, and if they don't have tricks, we're stable. If they have tricks, we're dead. If they have removal or tricks, we're in a bad spot. They don't, so now we're trying to figure out how to live from here. I think we Electromancer here. The question is whether we're doing it on the Rising Populace or the Weird, which are the two creatures that can get absurd from here. The Weird actually gets absurd more slowly than the Rising Populace. I'm going to do that. Yeah, defensive stealth is ick, but it worked. Exactly. They only have one card, so it's not like they have the tools to currently to really push this Weird up, but with all what they've got on board, they have many tools to make the Populace oppressive. Are we attackable? They have not shown. We can assume they have nothing. If we attack with the Drake, what happens? And they get nothing in return. This bounces there, and this eats everything, and this trades with a lot. I think we actually have to start attacking with the Drake. Yeah, it could be Arrow, but Arrow doesn't beat the Drake. And this is risky because I am playing as though they do not have and will not draw removal. I think things get tough for us if that happens, but if we sit here forever, they're just going to actually draw removal, right? Like, so I feel like we're up against it, our backs are against the wall, but we do have a good attack in the air. If this lasts for the next 4 or 5 turns and we get the extra help, this could be the way we win. I feel like if we sit back and wait we're just going to lose. So there are things that could happen from here that make these decisions look bad from a results-oriented standpoint, but I am acknowledging the risk that we're taking on here in an effort to win this game before we lose it, as opposed to waiting around to lose the game completely. What do they get for finale? Yeah, so that's solid. We'll see what that does to everything here. Still think we have trades though that we're okay with. If this isn't anything else, they still don't have good attacks, but they're going for it anyway. I think I like this, unless they have something else. But we get to go. Let's line up some blocks here. This. Well, it depends. If they don't have anything else, maybe it's not the worst, but we need everything to kill something here. That only leaves this killing this. I think this looks good. If they have, again, if they have a trick or whatever, then we're kind of screwed. But I think this is their desperation now that they've seen us going after with the Drake. So unfortunately, it looks like they do have something, so we may get blown out here. Dead? Yeah. I don't mind how we played though. I think it spoke to what I was saying. I mean, I think if we keep the Drake back there, maybe they don't attack, but we had to find a way to win. I think if we sat around waiting, we were just going to die in the long run. So I'm comfortable with how we lost there. And this is not one that would have even tilted me from if I wasn't on stream. I think sometimes you just make the lines that you think gives you the best shot, and then the worst case happens and you are at least comfortable saying, hey, we thought that through and found the best line we could. Exactly. If the time-traveling supercomputer says thumbs up, then you can rest well.